Okay, this is our meetup. All right, so far it is myself and Hein that are going to do the ride. Right, I can't really see what's happening there. I've got the sun in my eyes. We rode from Somerset West along the N2 until the M5 turnoff. At the M5 we headed south to Muizenberg, where our ride essentially started. Once we were through Muizenberg, we headed out towards Boys Drive. At this point in the video, I just want to let you know that I have had to do some serious editing, and in places I've had to double the speed of the video just to do this ride justice. I would need a 3-hour video to be able to cover the traveling around the peninsula. It is an awesome ride, absolutely brilliant, and I must tell you, I could do an entire documentary just on the peninsula. Here we're turning off Main Road onto what is known as Old Boys Drive. This is a really nice little stretch of road, very short, but it's got a mean hairpin on it, which everybody loves. And this eventually takes us right to Boys Drive proper. We're now turning onto Boys Drive, which starts a little bit north of this position and takes us all the way around Muizenberg and St. James, and we come out at Cape Bay. This is a very scenic drive, very popular, and the views are spectacular, to say the least. This is overlooking Muizenberg from the top of Boys Drive. Fortunately, we got the sun in our eyes, so that's a bit of a problem. We stopped to take a video at the top of Boys Drive, or close to the top of Boys Drive at any rate. Now we're heading down the other side towards Cape Bay. This is the bottom end of Boys Drive, and we'll be turning right onto Main Road. Once we've turned right onto Main Road, on our left hand side is Cape Bay Harbour, where the very well-known Kalki's restaurant is, frequented by locals and tourists alike, and the food is pretty good. Yeah, I've skipped ahead to Fishhook, and it was known as a dry town. There was no alcohol to be sold here from 1818 right up until 2018. But this evidently had something to do with the land titles that were issued in 1818. Not quite sure what it was. I'll have to do some more research into that, but pretty interesting anyway. Restaurants were only allowed to sell alcohol from 2018 on. Road between Fishhook and Simonstown, past Glen Ridge and Glen Cairn. If you have a look way over to that side over there, the far left, that is the other side of False Bay. That's Huncliffe and Gordons Bay Way. This is Red Hill Road up here to our right. We'll be coming back and going up Red Hill Drive right to the top lookout point. Spectacular views from up there. We'll come back to that shortly. we're here. This is going to be our first coffee stop for the morning. We're going to probably go down to Bertha's or one of the little coffee shops in the center here, but this is down at the Simonstown Harbour, and we're going to go and park on the pier. This is where most of the motorcycles park when they come here, especially in summer when it's very busy. I'm told that's a crayfish, and I'm told that this is a standby diver. But there's Lady Grey, and hiding behind Lady Grey is Stitch. Okay, this is the Simonstown Harbour. Right, we're at the little place here in Simonstown Harbour, and of course we're here for our coffees. As promised, we've backtracked to Red Hill Road after we've had our coffee. Red Hill Road is the main thoroughfare from Simonstown to Scarborough on the other side of the peninsula. We're only going to go as far as the lookout point on top, have a look around there, take photographs, and then we'll backtrack down to Simonstown and then head south on Main Road through Simonstown as far as the Cape Nature Reserve at Cape Point. Here we're at the lookout point at top of Red Hill Road. The views from here are pretty good. Right, this is the top of Red Hill Pass, or Red Hill Road. At Simonstown we're looking at. The harbour with the Navy. Way over there in the distance, if you can see it, is the other side of False Bay. And that there is out towards Muizenberg. We're back at the bottom of Red Hill Road on the Simonstown side. We're going to turn right here, head back through Simonstown. Parking here on our left is the top parking at Simonstown Harbour. This is where Just Nuisance is. Okay, this here Just Nuisance. Just Nuisance was the Navy's mascot here in Simonstown. way up ahead there in the distance is Cape Point. This is probably the best view you're going to get while you're riding around on the peninsula. This here is the Cape Nature turn-off up ahead, going down to the Cape Point Nature Reserve. We followed Plateau Road from Cape Nature and we are now coming into Scarborough. This is the southernmost village on the western side of the peninsula. Over there in the distance is the Atlantic, and if you had to head west from here, next stop, South America. Whoop, whoop. Okay, we'll turn here. That was a last-minute decision. There is the Slung Hook Lighthouse down on the left-hand side. We're going to go into Komiki and come around and go and visit the lighthouse. We're now leaving Komiki and heading towards Noordhoek, and I was wanting to point out here on the left-hand side some art on that little building there, but the light is so bad we couldn't see anything. There was a major traffic jam on the road between Komiki and Noordhoek. Fortunately, being on the bikes, we managed to get around it without too much of a hassle. Yeehaw! Coming up to our lunch stop. I'm pretty peckish round about now. At least this dame is letting me know what she's doing. That's more than I can say for most cyclists. Okay, we've arrived here at the Noordhoek's Farmers Village. Hopefully we're going to get a bite to eat here if it's not too full. We're approaching the highest point in Chapman's Peak Drive and a very, very popular viewing point. One has to be particularly careful around here because tourists and drivers tend to do stupid things around this particular viewing point. Always take it easy here. Construction of Chapman's Peak Drive started in 1915. With the road up to the first viewpoint, the one that we just went past, completed by 1919. The whole pass, or the whole drive, was officially opened on the 6th of May 1922. Since then, Chapman's Peak has been widened, has suffered many washaways and road closures, re-engineering and reconstruction. There's a full history available on the internet and it's well worth the read. Due to time constraints on today's ride, we're not going to do any more stops. We're going to blow through Hout Bay, over Constantia Cliff and head home. Here we're turning onto the M3. We're going to be heading north towards Cape Town, where we'll pick up Settlers Way, and the N2, and eventually head home. Good afternoon, folks. Unlike the last video, this time around I had way too much good footage, which meant that I had to do some radical editing and cutting just to keep the overall length of the video down to something reasonable between 20 and 25 minutes. I've also used a high speed or 2 times speed on a lot of the open roads footage to give you an idea of what the countryside looks like, what the views look like, but also to keep the time to a minimum. I do appreciate your comments. Please let me know what you think of it. If you like this, like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.